This tutorial is for use and completion of Excel Project 20. You'll begin by downloading the file from Canvas. We'll go ahead and click on Enable Editing. And then we need to finish the formatting that is not complete. To begin with, it tells us we need our numbers in column B to be formatted to comma with no decimals. So we're going to highlight those numbers, and then we're going to go over and click on the number launcher. And then choose number from the category listing, and decimal places will be 0. Then we'll add the little check mark next to use 1000 separator. Then we can click on OK. We also want to go ahead and adjust our column widths. So I'm going to highlight those two columns and do an auto adjust. And let's go ahead and add the word year above our years there in column A, and then make sure your column is still wide enough. Let's make sure we're centered horizontally and vertically on the page. And then add our class header. And now we're ready to create the chart. Now this one wants us to create a line chart with markers. Normally we would highlight the data labels that we want to use or the names we want to go along with our legend, and then the numbers. But with this one it's a little different. Both of our columns contain numbers, so it has a hard time deciding which numbers to create the line chart using. So to do this one properly, we're going to have to manipulate things a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and highlight only the attendance numbers to begin with to create our chart. Then we'll go to Insert, Line, and we want a line chart with markers, so it's going to be the first one on the second row. And before we do any editing to this, let's go ahead and click on our Move Chart button. Tell it we want it to be on a new sheet, and this is Project 20. Alright, and here's our line chart. We have one line illustrating the number of people in attendance. Now what we need to do is across the bottom here where it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we need that to display the years. Now to get those years added, we're going to come up to our Chart Tools Design tab. In the Data column, we're going to click on Select Data, and this shows us what we're using so far. What we want to do is come over here to the horizontal category axis labels. Right now they're displaying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to click on Edit, and then we can go ahead and go back to Sheet 1 and highlight 1995 through 1999. Then click on OK. And now those are showing up as our horizontal axis labels, and those show up across the bottom of our chart. Now we can click on OK. Now we only have one line, so this little legend out here at the side is not something that we need to have anymore. To remove that, we can go to Chart Tools Layout, and in the Labels group we can choose Legend and say None. Next we need to add our main heading across the top, so we're going to go to Chart Title and do Above Chart. Then let's go ahead and click in the formula bar and type in our heading. And this one is supposed to say History of the X Games. And then let's go ahead and add a subheading. Make sure you change that font size to 12 and remove the bold. And our subheading will say Project 20. Alright, next step, we need to add some labels to our axes. We want this 300,000 down to 50,000. We want to add the word number of people, and then down at the bottom we want to add the words year. To make those additions, we're going to go to Chart Tools Layout. In the Labels group, we're going to go to Axis Titles, and we're going to start by doing the primary vertical axis, and let's go ahead and do a rotated title. And then we can click up in the formula bar with that title selected, and let's type in number of people. And make sure you capitalize that correctly. Then we're going to go back to the Axis Titles button and do primary horizontal and do title below axis. Click in your formula bar and you're going to type in year. The only other changes we're required to make is to add a header. If you wanted to change some of your font styles, you are welcome to do that. To add our header, we go to Insert, Header and Footer, do a custom header, and then go ahead and put your name at the left, class period in the middle, and at the right, we'll display the file name. And then say OK and OK. Then we'll go to File and Save As. Change to your student drive, your computer tech folder, Excel folder, name this project 20, and then we'll convert to a PDF. And submit only the chart to Canvas.